With respect to cost reduction and cost control, cost reduction represents real and permanent reduction, whereas cost control, it's a temporary reduction. Cost reduction is a reduction in per unit cost is called the cost reduction, whereas cost control, overall total cost reduction is called the cost control. Whenever you are going to implement the cost reduction, quality of the product remain unaffected. We are keeping the same quality. Without affecting the quality, we have to produce the product. We have to reduce the cost. That is called cost reduction. But with respect to cost control, quality of the product may get compromised. Then, to implement the cost reduction, we need a technically qualified person should have the knowledge of the business. Then only we can be the person to implement the cost reduction technique. Whereas in cost control, we need a good administrator who is having what? Leadership quality is sufficient. That's the reason cost reduction is a dynamic approach. Cost control is not having the dynamism. Cost reduction is a corrective function, whereas cost control is a preventive function. With respect to cost reduction, there is no visible end. The sense of what? It's a continuous process, ongoing process, continuous process. Whereas cost control, once the target has been achieved, they are going to fix the target. Within 5 lakhs, you have to complete this particular job. So, once the target has been achieved, the cost control has been over. Whereas in cost reduction, it's a continuous one. The tools for cost reductions are Kaizen costing technique, value engineering, value analysis, including TQM, time and motion study. These are all form part of one cost reduction technique. Whereas cost control, standard costing, budgetary controls are tools for cost reduction. Based on that, they are asking 5 more questions, 1 more question. 5 questions they will ask. Each question carries 1 mark. The first one is, cost exceeding budgets or standards are investigated. That will form part of cost reduction or cost control.
Cost control.
Cost control. It's nothing but what? Standard costing technique, cost control. Preventive function. Second one is preventive function.
Cost control.
Cost control. Third one is corrective function.
Cost reduction.
Cost reduction. Next one is important. Measure to standardize for increasing productivity.
Cost reduction.
Measures to standardize for increasing productivity. Comes under cost reduction. Cost reduction. Because the dynamic approach, cost reduction.
So why? Sorry. So why?
It's a dynamic one. We are going to measure to standardize for increasing the productivity. How to increase the productivity? If production got increased, means overall cost per unit will come down. Next, 5th point. Provision of proper storage facility for material.
Cost reduction.
Cost control.
Cost control.
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 Continuous comparison of actual with the standard set.
Cost reduction.
Continuous comparison of standard and actual. Nothing but standard costing. What? Cost control. Challenging the set at standard.
Cost reduction.
Challenging the standard set. It's a cost reduction. We are challenging the standard itself. Therefore, we are going to take proper action to reduce the cost. So, challenging the challenges the standard set is called the cost reduction. Value analysis.
Cost reduction.
Cost reduction. So, similarly, instead of asking direct question, these are all called the concept-based theory question. Instead of asking direct question, different between cost reduction and cost control, they may ask 5 more questions. So each one carries 1 mark. We have to identify whether it's form part of cost reduction or cost control. Understood?